Okay, so now we know that the LTO gave us all a Christmas present by not enforcing the rules until January 2 for the great 2026 Ebike Crackdown. Here's the thing that I always wonder, because I don't hear anything about this except that you need a license and registration. So I'm thinking, what kind of a license do I need? So I thought, you know what? AI is pretty helpful, and they will search 22, 24 different sites and get you the information. So I thought, let's do that. So I asked, what kind of a license do you need? In the Philippines, what kind of a license to ride a four-wheel trike, which like a quadricycle, a three-wheel trike, a two-wheel e-bike? Is it a motorcycle? Is it a car? What is it? What kind of license? And it says, when it says thinking complete, under the 2025 e-bike crash crackdown in the Philippines, which is now going to be, as we know, 2026, license requirements depend on the type, the speed, and the use of the vehicle, as defined by the Land Transportation Office. So here's your breakdown. Now, I don't want your eyes to glaze over and you to click away yet, so I'm going to go through this as fast as I can just to show you how confusing it's going to be. Number one, two-wheel e-bikes and e-motorcycles. Okay, there's a classification for low power, which is less than 50 kilometers an hour. Classification for high power, which is over 50 kilometers an hour. Now, the license required, a non-professional or professional driver's license. Now, what does this mean? Okay, you got to have that restriction code on the back for motorcycles, right? Or, here's another one, a new code, an A1 or an A3, which covers two-wheelers up to 50 kilometers, and over 50 is the A3. Now, this is the important part. All two-wheel e-bikes used on public roads, even low-powered ones, now require registration and license due to the crackdown, reversing previous leniency for the under 25 kilometer an hour models. Hey, that's all of our pedal assist e-bikes. Second one, three-wheel e-trikes. You got the same kind of a deal. You got a low speed, less than 50, and then a whole bunch of codes for that. Commercial, if it's for commercial, it can be categorized as a motorized tricycle. I don't quite understand that. Because we're supposed to be talking about e-vehicles. Anyway, electric motor, I guess. License required for that. For private use, one with that restriction code 1 or code A1. That's tricycles and micro cars. So, your three-wheel trike could be considered a micro car. So what kind of license do you need for that? You need one. For commercial use, it has to be a professional driver's license with a restriction code 3. Now, I guess that's because it's considered a micro car? And e-trikes are banned from major national roads in Metro Manila and other urban areas. Even if you went through this process, they're banned. Now, here's the one I really wonder. What the heck is a four-wheel e-bike? Okay? One of these things now, they're like tiny little cars. Some of them really are like tiny little cars. They call them four-wheel e-quads. Now, you got the same deal on that. You got a light quadricycle, a heavy quadricycle. These are all based on the speeds they go, the power they have, and for that one, a driver's license is required on the light. A driver's license is required on the heavy. Now, these all have different codes. So now you got a new one. This is a code 4. So on the back of your license, you turn it over, you got a code 4 on that one. 4-wheel e-quads are treated as microcars and require LTO registration. They may also, once you get all that done, you still can't take it on a major highway. Okay, so what's the key takeaways on this? Motorcycle license, the codes 1, A1, A3, I know it's boring, applies to most 2-wheel and 3-wheel e-vehicles. And a car license may be needed for the 4-wheel e-quads. All e-vehicles, no matter what they are, must be registered and licensed under the big coming crackdown, or they're going to be impounded. Just like they were supposed to be impounded today, we'll see if they're impounded on January 2. Now, the next big question I had here, do you think the police in the Philippines will be able to tell the proper license for the various vehicles, as far as vehicles, trikes, 2-wheelers, quadricycles? Now, what did AI think about that? AI says it's unlikely that the Philippine police will consistently and accurately identify the proper license for different e-vehicles in the short term due to gaps in training. Now, this delay of the enforcement was so that we could all understand everything. They never said it was giving the police time to try and understand things. Okay. Also, unclear enforcement tools, lingering legal ambiguities on the crackdown. Here's the breakdown AI gave me. The key challenges limiting the accuracy of employing this big crackdown. Lack of targeted training. There's no public evidence of formal LTO or PNP training programs specifically designed for distinguishing e-vehicle types. In other words, which one has a low power, which one has a high power on a 2-wheeler, matching them to the correct license restrictions, all these different codes. Do you think that police is going to stop, is going to have all the knowledge of all the codes, as well as knowledge of your type of e-bike, the power, the speeds it goes? Okay, number 2, there's going to be really limited on-the-spot verification. While the LTO's portal allows digital license checks, it's unclear if police have real-time access to vehicle specs, speed, weight, power during roadside inspections. This makes it hard to confirm if a rider's license matches the e-vehicle's classification. And then number 3, recent legal debates about this whole thing. I see one lawyer saying they don't have any jurisdiction over this at all. LTO says absolutely we do according to the law. So that's a legal battle. And then you have another thing. A lot of these e-bikes, some of them look very similar despite being very different as far as classifications, the low speed, the high speed, and the officers are not going to be able to easily determine the speed or the power output just by looking at the e-vehicle. So it's going to be really confusing. It's really confusing. So we'll see how it goes on January 2. And these aren't my opinions. These are what I found on AI with artificial intelligence searching all the different sites. And this is the conclusion that they've come up with. In short, while some basic identifications may be possible, consistent accuracy in matching e-vehicles to the correct license plate or license type remains unlikely without targeted training and better verification tools. So, hard to say, isn't it? But I guess we're going to find out next month. Going to be an interesting thing. Will this go the way of the last big crackdowns?
You could see it in the air.
And will the police really be able to tell what type of vehicle you have? And will they know what code it's supposed to be listed under and what type of registration you're supposed to have? These are really big questions. Thanks for listening, and I'm going to be following this to its conclusion.